Previously on ThePurefoys.
Tell everybody how many kids you got.
Tell it. Y'all beat us.
Yes.
Yeah, and I keep telling Nikita, this is not a competition that anybody wants to win. All right,
Look, you win, man.
Don't congratulate us on this.
We need something refreshing. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen all the twerk videos. We've seen we've seen all that. Like, we need something positive, something to represent us in a positive way. You said, do we need?
You've seen all this work videos? Oh.
That's a lot of twerking.
Maybe have no. Just kidding.
We're the Purefoys, and we'll be alright. We'll be alright.
It's a process.
Yeah, and that makes me think maybe there's like one challenge that you wouldn't mind sharing with us that that you guys had to overcome as a couple and how you were able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The ice bucket challenge was really difficult for us.
It was very cold. It was very cold.
I didn't know he was really gonna put ice in there.
I wasn't prepared.
Oh man.
A huge, I would say, is a huge challenge because it's still something that we're sorting out, and it's how to communicate with one another. Like I said, I'm a talker, and once I really got to a point of maturity to where I could explain my feelings, I'm a very vulnerable person. I'm very open and honest. Like, when I make mistakes, I own up to it, and I feel like I have language to really express how I am, and I need to deal with things right then and there. But Nakia's not that way.
No, I shut down a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that she's she might have like a fear of confrontation, and she's always talking about how like her thoughts get jumbled up and whatever. So one of the things that we had to learn early on in our marriage is how to talk to one another. And what worked for us was, and we had to compromise on this, was like, all right, you'll get your conversation if you let me text you. And that's how things like started for us. I was able to at least get something because I would talk and express, or we would do all these things, and then she would just be like, all right, I don't know, and it would drive me up a wall.
Yeah, but then he'll leave the house, and then I'll be like,
oh, I had time to process it. Right, I had time to think about it.
I had to let go of like that immediate gratification, and just like meters is like, hey bro, like if you want to, if you want this to succeed and you don't want to be mad anymore, like just accept the text message. Because there was a time where I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah, and he did that. He just would not text me back.
If you're not going to talk to me, then we're not going to text either. So, but after some give, we were able to explore some things, and then, it's evolved since then.
Yeah, I mean, communication is a ever evolving thing in itself. It's always changing, and some of us, because I'm a comm major too. And so things come easy to us, Right. Like when we talk, I'm like, oh, but remember you did this, and then on the other day, and then
wait, but are you a writer too? You're a singer and a writer?
Yeah.
So the way we articulate, it's a lot different.
One other thing I wanted to ask you is the blended family situation. Like, we have a blended family, and we have definitely been through ups and downs because of that. Yeah. I would say like early on, we understood the importance of us staying connected.
But we forgot about the kids and how it would affect them.
Yeah.
We were in like the honeymoon stage.
Land. Yeah.
We were just like, we're in love, family. So everybody else is just gonna be in love.
So I'm just wondering, we like to ask other blended families, like what was that like for you?
We're semi-blended, I should say. That's the way I would like to say it. Because while they're not my biological sons, like I've had them more than I haven't had them, and their dads are not in their lives. When Nakia and I were first dating and like getting really serious, I met her ex-husband, and he was like really intimidated by me and our relationship, and you know, he got really upset with her, and he was supposed to give her like some money for haircuts, and they got into this big argument. He wanted me to like step out the car and like fight him or something. I don't know. He was talking about, ain't nobody gonna be spanking my kids. We left, and she goes, Dag, they're supposed to get haircuts, and he didn't give me the money.
I know he ain't gonna give it to me now.
So I told her, I'm like, oh, he texted her, like being like hella petty. He goes, you can forget about that haircut money I was supposed to give them. You know, give you something along those lines.
Ask him to do it.
You know, and she goes, and she's like kind of distraught, and you know, and I'm like, you know what? Like, yo, you don't have to ever worry about nothing ever again. You don't have to ask him for nothing. Like, whatever you need, like, I got you. And you know, when I wasn't prepared to say that at that moment, because you know, I'm still like trying to get myself together. But at the same time, like, I felt like as I'm saying it, like it felt like I needed to say that. Like that was the thing that I needed to say. And that was like the turning point of our relationship. You know, she never called him again, and you know, our relationship just began to just soar. And the kids never saw him again after that either, because he basically took himself out of the picture. And I'm like, cool. I love these boys anyway. So you know, sweet. And it's just been like that. Yeah. So there are some things within, you know, our oldest two boys that I won't ever understand, because I wasn't there for the formidable years of their lives. But and we've had some difficulties with that. We've had some difficulties with because other men before me, mainly her dad, was the father figure in their life for the longest time before I came around. You know, we had to contend with that, you know, and we've struggled through that. Yeah. And but at the end of the day, you know,
even at the end of the day, my dad was like, but I'm not their father, you're their father. So,
yeah. You know, he would always defer to me at the bottom line. You know, you always offer that advice as, you know, surrogate dad, as grandfather, but he would always, you know, before, at the end of the day, these are your kids, this is your family, you know, we only going by what you say. So like that was cool, and it was always affirming to have that support. But like I tell anybody, like those are my kids. We don't even use stepsons or anything like that. I only say that when people are like, wait,
to explain to all the folk, right?
That's the same here.
Okay, I know you're thinking, let me just tell you.
Like, you know, because if you look at us, you know, like they have my swag.
You would never know.
Everything cool about them, you know, even though God gave that to them and they've got it from other places, you know, like I was privileged to be the one to cultivate that and steer it in the right direction. So they're my kids.
We are the same way. Only time, like you said, you have to give them the whole story is when they start trying to calculate and add up the time and like, well, wait a minute, I definitely hear you.
So we want to thank you guys for coming on and sharing with us. We definitely are going to connect in the future with something, some other topics that we know that we kind of have in common, or even would just be good to talk about, because I think one of the things about Couples Connect is that we wanted to have other conversations with couples that other couples are having. Or they may not be having, that it helps,
and they need to hear it.
The conversation.
You know? Sometimes couples feel like they go through stuff alone, and it's therapeutic when they hear another couple going through that same thing. Listen, we want to thank you guys so much. We loved hearing your story, your journey, all of the things that you guys are doing. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys, and just keep doing you guys. Keep doing you guys. And we believe in y'all. Thank you guys again, and Couples Connect, we will see you next time.